There was some longest day and shortest night. Take a bus to paradise. See, I got my Spanish boots on.
Wait a minute, wait.
Hey everybody, today we're going to be making a recipe from a new cookbook that I got that I have been cooking from and I'm really enjoying. It's called You Won't Believe It's Gluten-Free, written by Roben Ryberg. That's what the book looks like. What I like about this book is it has alternatives to different recipes. So today what we're going to be making is chocolate chip muffins. Like I said, what I like about this book is it has different alternatives. So if I look here under her chocolate chip muffins, we have a corn-based recipe. On the next page we have an oat-based recipe, a potato-based recipe, and a rice-based recipe. As you guys know, when you go gluten-free, you tend to accumulate a lot of ingredients, different flours, something that I was hesitant to do at first. I thought, why don't I just get an all-purpose flour? I don't really like the all-purpose flours that are out there, and I'd rather mix my own all-purpose flour. But a lot of the recipes that she uses use simple combinations, and I will be doing the corn-based. But she does have the option of oat-based, potato-based, and rice-based. And what I like about that is if you don't have a certain ingredient at home, you only have rice flour, or you only have gluten-free oat flour, you can still do her recipes and she'll show you the changes. I won't be telling you guys the different recipe variations because it varies in moisture. Let's say we're using plain yogurt. In one of the recipes you might be using 3/4 cup plain yogurt, and the other one it might be 1/4. So it's not simply just replacing the different types of flours, it's actually an adjustment in ingredients to compensate for the taste and the texture that that flour produces. So if you guys want to know more about this, you can go get the book. I'm sure it's available anywhere, Amazon or whatever. I got this at Chapters, Indigo in Laval, and yeah, so if you guys are interested, just keep watching my videos and maybe you'll find out that you like the recipes, or if not, you can just follow them with me. Alright, so let's get started. Alright, so we're going to need 1/2 cup organic sugar. You can use regular white sugar. I choose to use organic sugar, or you can use agave nectar, which is a sugar replacement. 1 cup of cornstarch. It's like regular cornstarch, but you want to make sure that it's gluten-free. 1/4 cup unsweetened cocoa, gluten-free. 3/4 cup plain yogurt. 2 eggs. 1/4 cup of oil. It could be any type of oil. I don't recommend that you use olive oil because it'll leave an olive oil taste in your food. 1/2 of a teaspoon of guar gum. In her recipe she uses xanath gum, but you can replace xanath gum with guar gum. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I use a little bit less salt because I use sea salt, ground sea salt, and I find that it's a lot stronger, so I use less. 1 teaspoon gluten-free baking soda. Yes, there is gluten-free baking soda and gluten-free baking powder. 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. That you also have to watch out for because there are some vanillas that the coloring has gluten in it, so you're going to watch out for that. Chocolate chips, gluten-free of course. Always read your ingredients. Alright, so let's get started. Add all my dry ingredients together to incorporate them well, and this also helps you take out any little clumps. You still might get clumps because the things will reclump, the ingredients will reclump, but I find it tends to add a little bit of air and it makes things a little bit fluffier. So I'm adding all my dry ingredients except for the sugar. The sugar I'm going to combine with the wet ingredients. So what I've added is the baking soda, the salt, the xanath gum or guar gum, and the cocoa powder cornstarch. And you just work it through. I don't know if you guys can see that, but you see how it's falling through there. You can also tap it. Makes a little bit of a mess, as you can see, but I'm a messy cook. I don't mind. Just tap it through. It falls like snow. Yay, snow. So we'll start with our eggs. You can take a whisk, or you can take pretty much anything, a wooden spoon or a blender. I think it's easier. This is a simple recipe and you can do it by hand. I'm going to add in my sugar. And the oil. Yogurt. Always have a little rubber spatula handy. Gets all your ingredients out. And now we're going to incorporate the dry ingredients. I just go a little bit at a time. I don't clump it all in there. I want to make sure that everything is well mixed. I'm going to switch over to my spatula now. In the cookbook, she also makes recommendations about which are her favorite recipes. Sometimes she has little blurbs at the top. For the corn base, she said, great anytime. These are pretty muffins with a nice shape, tender and chocolatey. If you're looking for a can't believe it's gluten-free choice, your search is over. I agree completely with that, although I think they're more like cupcakes than muffins. I find they have like that moist cupcake taste to them. And she also gets a lot of taste testing done. She taste tests with her friends, her family, people in the celiac society groups, and she taste tests a lot of people that are not, don't have a gluten intolerance and are used to eating, you know, regular mainstream food. The first time I did this recipe, I didn't add chocolate chips and I put an icing on top, but they're delicious on their own, and adding the little chocolate chips in there just adds a little bit more sweetness, and I think you're fine without any icing. You can also use just your cupcake holder or muffin holder and grease it, and that should be fine, but I like putting them in the individual little cupcake. This recipe makes a dozen, so just try to evenly distribute it within a dozen little muffin papers. Alright, so our cupcake tins are filled. You can see they're about 3/4 full. Don't worry, it won't go to the top, but they will rise. We're going to put them in a 350-degree oven for 20 to 25 minutes. What I've noticed with gluten-free cooking is a lot of times I will put it in the oven and it'll take a lot longer than what's recommended, so I lower the heat a little bit and I continue cooking. What you're going to want to do is insert a toothpick or one of those little cooking testers in the middle and see if it's cooked. If it's really wet, I would recommend that you cook it for longer. Our gluten-free cupcakes are ready. They smell delicious. These are a nice, moist, chocolatey treat. You can either eat them plain or you can put some icing on it if you want to be extra sinful with your desserts. You can use them for when you have guests coming over or for a party or a bake sale. They're really good and I hope you enjoy them. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!
There was some